Hey Patriots fans, we have some exciting updates coming your way, and today we are diving deep into everything you need to know ahead of the big game this Sunday. The New England Patriots have been making waves, and with a few key developments on the injury front for their upcoming opponents, the anticipation could not be higher. The Los Angeles Chargers have been under the microscope recently, and if you take a close look at their injury report, it is clear that there are some big questions surrounding their lineup. It's a crucial week, and the situation with some of their key players could dramatically affect how this matchup unfolds. First and foremost, let's talk about the Chargers roster. Keenan Allen and Cleo Max, both seasoned veterans, did not participate in recent practice sessions. They were resting, which is understandable given their experience and the grind of the season. Justin Herbert, the team's star quarterback, was able to participate fully despite dealing with a left-hand injury, not on his throwing hand, but still a concern when it comes to maintaining peak performance. The real question mark, however, revolves around Amari Hampton, the young and talented running back drafted from UNCC by Jim Harbaugh's Chargers. Hampton is a key piece in Harbaugh's ground-and-pound offensive strategy, and his absence or limitation could create a major opening for the Patriots' defense to exploit. The Patriots are in a strong position in this scenario. With Milton Williams and Robert Spillane returning to the lineup, the defensive front looks significantly reinforced. Their presence could play a pivotal role in limiting what the Chargers can accomplish on the ground if Hampton is not at full strength. Kamari Vidal, technically the team's leading rusher if Hampton is sidelined, is a promising player in his second year. While he has shown flashes of potential, he is not at the same level as Hampton, and the Patriots' defensive scheme could make it difficult for him to carry the offense alone. If the running game struggles, Justin Herbert may be forced to shoulder more responsibility, navigating a depleted offensive line while attempting to maintain offensive momentum. For New England, this is a scenario they can capitalize on. Injuries in football are always tricky, and there is a chance Hampton is being rested strategically with the intention of having him available in some capacity for Sunday's matchup. Still, the absence of a player of his caliber presents a significant challenge for the Chargers. The Patriots' defensive unit, with key players returning from injury, is now well-positioned to put pressure on a less-than-ideal offensive line and force Herbert to make plays under duress. It is a situation that could heavily favor New England if they execute their game plan effectively. The nuances of player availability, recovery, and tactical adjustments are all part of what makes this game so fascinating to watch. Adding to the complexity of this matchup, the Patriots themselves are navigating some injury considerations. Tonga, a rotational piece on the defensive front, has been limited due to minor issues, and his presence, or lack thereof, will influence how the defensive line performs in stopping the Chargers' rushing attack. Even with these minor setbacks, the return of Williams and Spillane strengthens the roster and provides stability. Jared Wilson has participated in practice, though in a red jersey, signaling that while he may not be fully integrated in contact drills yet, he is expected to contribute on game day. The Patriots' ability to adapt to these developments and integrate returning players effectively could be a deciding factor in how well they control the pace and flow of the game. Meanwhile, on the offensive side for New England, there's encouraging news as well. Drake May, the second-year quarterback, has earned recognition in the NFL's end-of-season honors, outperforming some notable peers. This acknowledgement reflects his ability to elevate the team's performance and shows that the Patriots' offensive unit is capable of stepping up in critical moments. May's development is key as New England looks to maintain offensive balance and apply consistent pressure on a Chargers defense that has its own vulnerabilities. The combination of strategic defensive advantages and a quarterback in strong form sets the stage for a compelling contest. As we look ahead to the matchup, several elements are coming into focus. The potential absence of Amari Hampton could force the Chargers to rely heavily on Kamari Vidal and a quarterback who is already managing a compromised offensive line. This scenario opens the door for Patriots defenders to make impactful plays, disrupt the rhythm of the Chargers' attack, and potentially create turnovers. New England's defensive coaching staff will likely be studying every detail of the Chargers' formations and tendencies to exploit any weakness presented by a less dynamic rushing game. The emphasis on tactical preparation, player execution, and opportunistic play could define this game and give the Patriots a clear edge. Off the field, it's also worth noting how preparation and recovery play an essential role for professional athletes. Unlike the average fan, players have access to top-notch medical care, physiotherapy, and performance optimization programs, allowing them to recover more efficiently from minor illnesses or injuries. The Patriots have been managing their roster carefully, ensuring that key contributors are in optimal condition for this crucial matchup. Meanwhile, the Chargers face questions about the readiness of their injured personnel, adding an element of uncertainty that could swing momentum in New England's favor. It is a classic example of how attention to detail and management of resources can influence outcomes in high-stakes football. The narrative leading into this game is rich with storylines. Fans and analysts have debated the relative strengths of the Patriots and Chargers, speculating about potential outcomes and the impact of key absences. While some may hype the Chargers as favorites, the combination of strategic defensive depth for New England, the return of key players, and uncertainties in the opposing roster presents a compelling case for Patriots fans to feel optimistic. Every snap, every tackle, and every decision on Sunday could be pivotal, and the opportunity for New England to seize control of the game is substantial. The discussion around Justin Herbert is particularly important. As a quarterback dealing with an injury and a pressured offensive line, he will be forced to make quick decisions and absorb contact while trying to maintain offensive efficiency. The Patriots' defensive line, with Williams and Spillane back in action, is positioned to exploit this situation. By applying consistent pressure and disrupting timing, New England can influence the flow of the game and force errors that could turn into scoring opportunities. The stakes are high, and the interplay of injury management, strategy, and execution will be fascinating to observe for fans on both sides. Even as we analyze these scenarios, it is clear that football is unpredictable and no game is ever guaranteed. The Patriots have shown resilience, adaptability, and an ability to capitalize on opponent weaknesses throughout the season. The potential absence of Amari and Hampton is just one example of how circumstances can shift momentum and provide strategic advantages. For fans, understanding these dynamics deepens the excitement, as each player's availability, each matchup, and each decision carries weight in shaping the final outcome. As we continue breaking down the matchup, the focus shifts back to the Chargers' offensive strategy and how it may be impacted by their current injury concerns. Without Amari and Hampton at full strength, the team will be forced to rely more heavily on their passing game and other rushers like Kamari Vidal, which could play right into the hands of the Patriots' defense. The offensive line for Los Angeles has struggled with consistency all season, surrendering one of the highest sack totals in the league, and that pressure is unlikely to ease when facing a fully energized Patriots front. New England's defenders know how to exploit weaknesses, and with Williams and Spillane anchoring the defensive line, the ability to disrupt timing and force Herbert into quick decisions becomes even more significant. Every missed block, every misread, and every split-second hesitation could lead to game-changing turnovers. Justin Herbert's situation is complex. Even though his throwing hand is healthy, the left-hand injury still affects his mobility, confidence in sliding out of pressure, and his ability to absorb hits without risk of aggravating the injury. He will be under constant scrutiny from New England's pass rushers, who are aware that if they can collapse the pocket consistently, the Chargers' entire game plan could unravel. On top of that, the absence of Hampton in the run game means defenders can key in more aggressively on Herbert without worrying about being exposed by a power-running threat. The Patriots coaching staff will likely emphasize anticipation, gap discipline, and creating mismatches that force Herbert to make high-risk throws. For Patriots fans, it is exactly the kind of scenario they hope for, where a disciplined defense can control the pace and shape the game to their advantage. The secondary also plays a pivotal role. With Justin Herbert needing to compensate for a limited ground attack, passing attempts will increase, meaning coverage and ball-hawking skills in the secondary become crucial. The Patriots have shown throughout the season an ability to anticipate routes, disrupt timing, and force contested catches in critical moments. With a combination of experienced players and young, fast defenders, they can apply pressure both at the line of scrimmage and in coverage. The potential for interceptions or forced incompletions rises significantly when the opposing quarterback is under duress and not fully supported by a strong run game. This dynamic could define the outcome of the game and create multiple scoring opportunities for New England. Meanwhile, the Chargers' offensive playmakers will need to step up. Kamari Vidal has been promising in limited action, but carrying the offensive load in a high-stakes matchup against a disciplined Patriots defense is a tall order for a second-year player. The question becomes not only whether he can produce yardage, but whether the Chargers' offensive rhythm can be maintained without Hampton drawing attention and defenses stacking the box. Each play becomes a test of endurance, skill, and strategic adjustment. The Patriots can anticipate these adjustments and create scenarios where defensive schemes force errors, limit effectiveness, and ultimately tilt the balance in their favor. From the Patriots' perspective, the return of key players adds a sense of depth and confidence. Milton Williams and Robert Spillane bolster the defensive front and provide veterans who can read plays and communicate adjustments on the fly. This cohesion is crucial when facing a quarterback like Herbert, who excels under pressure when given time to manipulate the field. The contrast between the Patriots' reinforced line and the Chargers' potentially weakened offensive line creates a tactical advantage that could be decisive. New England's ability to combine pressure with strategic coverage can turn small mistakes into game-changing plays, and in a close matchup, those moments often define the final outcome. The psychological aspect cannot be overlooked either. Players like Herbert are acutely aware of the stakes and the pressure of performing against a team that is fully healthy and motivated. The Patriots' defensive posture, combined with the uncertainty surrounding the Chargers' offensive lineup, could impact decision-making under stress. Young players like Vidal are still learning to handle these high-pressure scenarios, and the experience gap can play a subtle yet significant role in how well a team executes critical plays. When the Patriots execute with discipline and capitalize on even small lapses in technique or timing, they force the Chargers to operate at a level of precision that may not be sustainable across an entire game. Turning attention to New England's offense, the team has its own strengths to leverage. Drake May, the second-year quarterback, has demonstrated poise and accuracy that allow the Patriots to maintain balance, even when the defense stacks the box. His development has been a story all season, and his ability to read defenses and deliver under pressure enhances New England's overall threat. The Patriots' offensive line has shown resilience and adaptability, and when combined with May's decision-making, they can control tempo, sustain drives, and keep the Chargers' offense off the field. Ball control, efficient passing, and strategic use of running backs will be key elements in executing a game plan that maximizes opportunities and limits risk. Special teams may also play a quietly important role. Field position, kickoff returns, and the ability to pin the opponent deep can influence momentum throughout the game. In matchups this close, subtle advantages in special teams can translate into critical scoring opportunities or defensive positioning that changes the dynamics of a drive. The Patriots have traditionally emphasized situational awareness, and these small edges often compound over the course of a game. Combined with a disciplined defense and a quarterback in form, these elements create a scenario where New England can impose their will across multiple facets of the game. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling in the NFL world that the New England Patriots might be on the verge of redefining defensive dominance in a way that hasn't been seen in decades. Reports suggest that the Patriots have secured a deal with Aaron Donald, the reigning powerhouse on the defensive line. And if true, this could signal the birth of what some are already calling Patriot Wall 2.0. Donald, widely regarded as one of the most disruptive forces in football history, has a track record that reads like a highlight reel of quarterback pressure and backfield havoc. His ability to collapse pockets, chase down ball carriers, and create turnovers has earned him multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. And his arrival in New England could instantly transform a team that has struggled with defensive consistency in recent seasons. Sources close to the organization suggest that the Patriots' front seven is already being reimagined around him, with linebackers and secondary personnel expected to benefit from the attention he draws on every play. The speculation is electrifying fans and analysts alike. Could this be the start of a defensive era reminiscent of the legendary Patriots teams that dominated the AFC in the early 2000s? There's talk that the coaching staff has been planning a scheme tailor-made for Donald's unique skill set, allowing him to roam free and wreak havoc without compromise. If that's the case, opponents might have to rethink their entire offensive strategy simply to survive a game in Foxborough. Quarterbacks who once felt comfortable behind their lines may now face relentless pressure, while running backs might find themselves hemmed in by an impenetrable front wall. Beyond the tactical advantages, the signing would also send a message about New England's ambitions. While the team has made headlines for offensive acquisitions in the past, adding a player of Donald's caliber signals that the Patriots are willing to invest in a defensive identity that can win games on its own terms. Speculation is already mounting about how the team might adjust its roster around this move, with potential trades, free agent pickups, and draft strategy all being reconsidered in light of a newfound defensive anchor. Of course, all of this remains in the realm of rumor and speculation, but the very idea of Aaron Donald in Patriots colors has fans imagining a nightmare scenario for opposing offenses. The phrase Patriot Wall 2.0 is starting to trend on social media, and for good reason. If even half of these reports come to fruition, New England could soon boast one of the most intimidating defenses in NFL history. The excitement is palpable, and the league might soon face a New England team that isn't just playing to compete, it's playing to dominate from the trenches outward. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.